Court will call the first matter the court will call is Boone County matter, case CR 2014-48, State of Arkansas versus Jeffrey Hamilton.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Mr. Bradford?
Yes, Your Honor. Scheduled for another appearance here today. I spoke with W.H. Taylor by telephone yesterday. We are still in the process of trying to complete the investigation regarding analysis of the computers. I advised Mr. Taylor that my intentions were to use your next docket, not your next one on the 26th, but I believe October 10th, as an appearance in which I was prepared to go forward regardless of where we were on the computers at that point. I'm frustrated with the FBI's speed or lack thereof in analyzing these computers. Mr. Moon has correctly pointed out that we are set for a pretrial on October 7th. And so what we're proposing is to reset this matter for October 7th, and we're going to move forward at that point.
Yeah, we're set for, that's on the...
So you set that as a special day. You're on the scheduling order for Tuesday, October the 7th, the pretrial in this case.
Okay.
I did tell Mr. Taylor that if by chance we finally get what we need in time to move our appearance up to the 26th, which would be your next appearance, then we might be able to do that. But for now, we're going to leave it on October 7th.
All right.
The state's intentions are we're going to go forward on this case no later than that date.
Mr. Hamilton, were you able to hear all that?
Parts of it.
Well, what's the court's being advised of and just finding out about is that we can't go forward today due to incomplete the investigative part regarding use of computers, and so at this point we're going to reschedule the hearing date till October 7th. And we'll, there is some chance if everything was together and got accomplished, we could do it as soon as September 26th. But at this point, we're just setting the deadline is October 7th to have your next hearing. All right?
Okay.
All right.
And since that's already set for pretrial, and since this is a discovery issue, we'd ask that all time do charge of the state.
We're early enough in this case, Your Honor, and I totally understand where Mr. Moon's coming from. I don't see where I have much room to oppose that,
All right.
if any room.
Down for reappearance on for pretrial on October 7th. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may be excused. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. 2014-108, State of Arkansas versus Brian Guptill. Mr. Guptill was arraigned on June 20th and set off till today's date for reappearance.
Your Honor, can we have Mr. Guptill brought over? I anticipate
there may be a potential disposition in the case.
All right. Court's going to direct that Mr. Guptill to be transported.
Brian, I'm going to have you brought over and we'll visit when you get over.
Okay.
Okay.
2009-288, State of Arkansas versus Brent Greenhall.
Your Honor, Mr. Greenhall, I've had the opportunity to discuss this matter with probation and parole, and it's my understanding my client has also talked to probation and parole, and I believe everybody's in agreement that my client's going to go to Wilbur D. Mills Treatment Center, and I'm going to ask that this matter be continued, and that I believe the court has, at our request, has already entered an order that will allow him to be released and go to Wilbur D. Mills as soon as there is a bed space available.
Yes.
That's my understanding as well, Your Honor. I believe Ms. Watson submitted that order for the court's approval this morning.
Brent, have you either heard from probation or parole or family members about when you're going to go to Wilbur D. Mills?
As soon as I get released from jail.
Okay. The judge has now signed the order, so we'll just have to make the transportation arrangements, and you're good to go to Wilbur Mills. I think your mom's here in the audience. I'll visit with Mom and get with her to work out the logistics, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you should be going today.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
2013-250, State of Arkansas versus Jason Faddis. Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to serve Mr. Faddis. Let's see. It appears the petition was filed August 26th of 2014 on Mr. Faddis. This is a first appearance. The allegations contained in the petition set out allegations that Mr. Faddis failed to contact the probation officer after having received is sentenced to probation, that he'd provided an incorrect address as to where his residence was and had not, because he didn't report, he didn't correct that. So his whereabouts were unknown, and he also didn't follow through on the screening with Debbie Bright. All of those are alleged in the petition to revoke that was filed, and this is a first appearance.
Your Honor, we did enter a plea of not true. We asked that this be set for hearing, Your Honor. I'd also ask that a reasonable bond be set. My client's lived in the area for 45 years. He's on disability. He does have an income, and I think in light of these being technical allegations, and in light of apparently he's had contact with some individuals, I'd ask that the court set a reasonable bond in this matter.
Well, Judge, my concern is that when he pled, the court basically instructed the individual what you need to do. And it's more, while we have filed this as a revocation, it's almost a contempt and slap in the court's face. I leave bond up to the court.
Judge, I can tell the court that Mr. Faddis has had, in the past 45 days, has had significant family issues that contributed to this. And I think that in light of that, I'd ask the court's indulgence in setting a reasonable bond and give him the opportunity to try to get back on track.
Judge, I'm not sure he's been on track yet. That's the reason we're here.
Mr. Faddis, if you were released on bond, where would you be staying?
Probably at my dad's old house.
Okay. And where's that at?
It'd be 189 Highway 412.
Okay. You understand that if you're released on bond, you'd have to be at the probation and parole office first thing Monday morning?
Yes, sir.
Where on Highway 412? That's a pretty long highway. I'm not sure where that address indicates.
It's about a mile and a half from Mount Penna.
East or west?
George Pennville.
So it'd be up in Carroll County then?
Yes, sir.
Court will set a $2,500 bond. It'll be conditioned upon Mr. Faddis getting in touch with or reporting to the probation officer and getting properly checked in on probation no later than Monday morning. That will be a condition of the bond, and if he doesn't make bond over the between now and the weekend or over the weekend, then the requirement, if he makes bond, say after Monday, is that he report to probation office no later than 9 a.m. the following day. So that's the condition on this bond, and get himself in there and get established on probation. The court is setting the hearing on this matter for September 26th, 2 weeks from today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
The scientists at Shell have created Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline, which actively cleans for better performance, helping make the roads more exciting to drive. Choose Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline, performance that excites.
Start spinning, twisting, and pumping into a healthy lifestyle 24 hours a day at the Fitness Club. With all of the best equipment and personal trainers, you're ensured a workout that's fun, effective, and motivating. At the Fitness Club, you can enhance your glow, relax your mind, and refresh your body all in one convenient location. So what are you waiting for? Start spinning, twisting, and pumping your way into a new you today. Enhance your lifestyle and reach your goals at the Fitness Club, Highway 6265 North in Harrison.
2014-49, State of Arkansas versus Nathan Campbell. This is a first appearance on a probation revocation petition. The petition was filed August 22nd, 2014, and alleges that Mr. Campbell, allegations are Mr. Campbell tested positive for amphetamines. The court also that it's alleged that on August 18, 2014, that Mr. Campbell participated in a residential burglary, false imprisonment in the first degree, aggravated assault, and violation of a protective order. Those are the allegations contained in the petition. On those allegations, how does Mr. Campbell now, well, I'm making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office. On those allegations, how does Mr. Campbell now plead?
Not true, Your Honor. And we ask that a reasonable bond be set in this matter. It does appear that this is on Judge Putman's docket, and I believe that Mr. Campbell's assigned attorney is going to be Mr. Hancock.
Judge, I've talked to Mr. Bradford. We have not received, or at least he has not received, a file with regard to residential burglary, false imprisonment, violation of a protection order. So I am not sure what county these allegations arose in.
Your Honor, I have spoken with Detective Ted Schaefer with the Harrison Police Department. I believe all of the alleged new offenses occurred in Boone County.
And is the matter being submitted to the prosecutor's office for filing charges?
It will be. I do not believe their investigation is completed yet. I have not received the case files on these new charges yet.
Your Honor, in light of that, I'd ask that my client either be released on his own recognizance or a small bond be put in place since he hasn't been formally charged. He is a resident and has a permanent address here in Harrison. Based upon his family connections, I'd ask the court to just advise my client to stay in contact with his probation and parole officer and either release him on his own recognizance or set a reasonable bond.
Judge, based upon the first allegation alone, we can send Mr. Campbell to the Department of Corrections. It was requested that he be held no bond, and I will point out that he was picked up on the 8th of September, so he's been in jail, or 7th or 8th of September, so he's been in jail 4 or 5 days. Because this is appears in front of Judge Putman, we could have him reappear next week in front of, keep it no bond, reappear next week in front of Judge Putman, and he could be set for a hearing 2 weeks after that.
Well, I think Mr. Campbell might prefer what's being proposed. The court, in an abundance of caution, given the nature of the charges, with this revocation petition being filed relatively shortly after the disposition of the previous case, and the nature of the charges, which obviously involve elements of violence. The court, based on what is before the court at this time, is going to set a pretty high bond. I'm not disposed, just because they haven't got the charges in yet. He was arrested on probable cause and being held on that. I don't know if anybody has set a bond on the probable cause arrest at this point, but court's going to leave it at no bond, let it go before Judge Putman on the 19th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
For setting a bond.
Mr. Campbell, you'll be back next week in court in front of Judge Putman, and Mr. Hancock will be your assigned attorney. Okay.
For arraignment, we have 2014-159, State of Arkansas versus Tanner Crook. Mr. Crook is for arraignment on charges of theft of property, Class D felony, fraudulent use of a debit or credit card, Class A misdemeanor, charged as an habitual offender.
John, you may go ahead and give you the schedule.
I don't know whose document on.
This would be Judge Putman's document.
The state, what was his arrest date?
It's listed as August 28th.
Yes.
Thank you.
Court's making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Crook on the charges. How does the defendant now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Waive formal reading of the charge.
Plea of not guilty is noted. Court's setting it down for a reappearance in front of Judge Putman on September 19th.
Your Honor, I'm not showing exactly what his bond is, but I'd ask the court to address the issue of bond.
Set at $5,000.
That's what the court file says.
Given his criminal history, we should be grateful that his bond is set at only $5,000.
All right, bond set at $5,000.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tanner.
Your Honor, I can bond out now. There ain't a revocation holder on me now, or because I'm going to put myself in a rehab, Your Honor. I need help with this drug problem.
Well,
Your Honor, based on his criminal history, I would anticipate at some point a revocation being filed. I don't know of one that has been filed as of yet. I do not know if he was strictly on probation or perhaps if he was on parole at the time of this new offense.
I think probation revocation is in the works. If I remember
Right now, your bond's $5,000. So if you make bond, you could be released.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
2014-160, State of Arkansas versus Benjamin Moses, charged with failure to register, and charged, which is a Class C felony, and charged as an habitual offender. Court's making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Moses. There's on the charges of failure to register as a sex offender, a Class C felony, and habitual offender. How does the defendant now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. We'll wait formal reading of the charge. Your Honor, I would like to address the issue of bond.
We'll take that up in a minute. This case is set for, it is on the Division 4 docket, and the court is going to set it, Mr. Moses, by scheduling order. There'll be a written scheduling order issued. It will set this matter for trial during the week of March 2nd, 2015. It will set a pretrial January 20th of 2015 and order the defendant to reappear before this court on December 12th of 2014 for a status hearing to make sure the case is on track for trial.
Okay.
That will be the order of the court. With respect to bond,
Our bond is currently set at $10,000. The underlying sex offense is one that Mr. Moses was convicted on in 2002. Since then, I have prosecuted him 3 times for failure to register as a sex offender. This will now be the 4th. The previous 3 were all convictions. I've included copies of the judgments in discovery. Bond is currently set at $10,000. He has a parole hold. In the circumstances, I don't think a bond can get more reasonable than that.
Your Honor, my client's a resident here, and based upon the discovery I just received, these allegations came to light when my client was meeting with his parole officer. He was in the office and apparently has had contact with his parole officer, and I'd ask the court to consider lowering the bond in light of he was meeting with his parole officer, talking with his parole officer, and it looks like the failure to register isn't so much where he didn't do it at all. It just appears that he may have changed an address without notifying law enforcement.
Your Honor, that's prima facie evidence of failure to register under the statute. You don't register with your parole officer. You register with law enforcement having jurisdiction over your residence.
well, court feels the bond is reasonable where it's already set. We'll leave it at $10,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And the arrest date?
It would be the date the warrant was served, which was September 9th.
Thank you.
Mr. Moses, he's not going to change your bond. Your bond's remaining at $10,000.
Okay.
All right.
What about my BP?
That's going to be between you and your parole officer.
Okay. So my next court date would be?
Your next court date will be December 12th, 2014, but I will see you in the meantime.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
The scientists at Shell have created Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline, which actively cleans for better performance, helping make the roads more exciting to drive. Choose Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline, performance that excites.
This is Beverly Stokes with Community First Title Company. We are proud to be your locally owned title service company, serving your title insurance, escrow, and title search needs. And our goal is to make a difference right here in this community. We invite you to experience the difference a true community-owned title company can offer. You have a choice when it comes to your title services. Choose Community First Title, located next to Community First Bank at 218 East Ridge in Harrison. We look forward to serving you.
Court calls 2014-161, State of Arkansas versus Travis Baskin.
Larry, he may have 3 cases on the docket.
This is the only one I know about for arraignment. Let's see.
Your Honor, Mr. Baskin, I believe our office already represents him. I think he's already Division 3, and we just asked the court to appoint us in this case.
I don't see any other cases that were down for today.
No, we already represent him in 2 other cases.
It looks like September 19th is his next appearance in the other 2.
That's correct, Your Honor. And one of our other attorneys represents him, and he's due in court next week.
The court's making the appointment of Mr. Russo to represent him in this case.
Your Honor, actually, I have a conflict. And
Oh, that's right.
I think Ms. Malm represents him.
Okay. I'm making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Baskin. This is for arraignment on a charge of possession of methamphetamine or cocaine with the purpose to deliver a Class A felony and possession of drug paraphernalia, Class D felony. How does the defendant now plead?
Your Honor, just for the purposes of the day, it'd be my appearance is not guilty. We'll waive full reading of the charge and just ask that the court set this over next week to go with his other cases.
I'm sending him down to reappear on September 19th. 2009-320, or no, 230, excuse me, 230 on the revocation docket, State of Arkansas versus Michael Hutton.
I'm sorry, you want to back up and give me the arrest date of Travis Baskin, 7/15/2014.
Ronnie Hutton in the audience. Ronnie Hutton.
Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Hutton in this revocation proceeding. This is a first appearance. Let me review the affidavit or the petition to revoke here, but I'm trying to finish. All right, there is that done. The petition to revoke was actually filed May 23rd of 2013, and it alleged that he had violated conditions of his probation related to use of alcohol and controlled substances, about providing information about his residence and traveling out of the jurisdiction, failing to report, and failing to comply with court-ordered treatment. Those are the allegations contained in the petition. On those allegations, how does the defendant now plead?
Not true, Your Honor.
This matter will be set for hearing on September 26th.
Your Honor, my client was just in district court earlier in the week in light of some circumstances that have been brought to my attention. He has been residing with his father, Ronnie, just over the line in Missouri, and I'd like to ask the court we'd like to waive the 60-day hearing requirement and try to get my client back on track. And I'd ask the court either set a minimal bond or release him on his own recognizance. He was released. He had similar charges pending in district court, and he was released from there. And
pass me the file back, please.
I'd like to ask the court to, if the court just set a $2,500 bond, at least we have a bail bondsman, and it's my understanding that the court can make a condition that he would have to reside with his father, Ronnie, pending further disposition of the case. And it's my understanding if the court was so inclined, instead of a surety bond, if he wanted to put a higher signature bond that his dad would be willing to sign, we'd ask that as well.
The problem is the father resides in Missouri, and I'm not sure how, that's not a very good security for somebody who's actually living out of state, and the person trying to make the person responsible an out of state resident.
This is not just a situation where he would be living in Missouri if he posted bond. One of the allegations is that he moved to Missouri without telling his probation officer.
Your Honor, I asked that the court set a $2,500 surety bond, and I'm sure for $2,500 living just over the line, any bondsman would be more than happy to bring him back if my client didn't comply. I'd bring him back for $2,500.
You want to be his co-signer on his bond?
How much interest?
There was a pause there before you answered, Mr. Reed.
I was calculating interest there. You have to be licensed, and I'm not licensed in this state.
Well, let's, first of all, what you're asking is, before I make a final decision on bond, I want to make clear that you're asking that you'll waive the 60-day requirement and we set this off in the future for some kind of disposition.
Yes, Your Honor, and that upon release, he would have to immediately check in and report with his probation officer, provide all the available information, and that unless and until interstate compact could be done, he would have to continue to report to his officer down here, but the condition of his bond would be he would have to reside with his father. Because we know Dad's address, phone number, location. And another condition we understand the court put on there, that he would have to sign a waiver of extradition.
Well, upon disposition of this matter in 2013, was that when it was, or was that even before that, wasn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
2009.
2009. The part of the disposition was that he would get not only be put on probation, but they would be getting treatment on probation for drugs. And now we have him. In 2010, he tested positive for drugs. That's alleged, of course, and was referred to the treatment for treatment on drugs. It's pretty much a little after that he is alleged to have absconded.
I would note, Your Honor, based on the allegations in the petition, we're dealing with some allegations that occurred some time ago, but the warrant was issued in May of 2013. I suspect his absconding is partially the reason why it took so long to serve him with the warrant. This warrant was outstanding for over a year.
I just don't feel very secure with that arrangement. I'd like to get him back on track with the probation officer, but I think that to do that, we're going to have him living locally. I'm not against trying to work something out there, but we're going to have a local address and get him reporting. If you're still willing to waive the 60-day requirement, I'm going to set this off till I'm going to set it I'll set the hearing off until October 24th. I'll set bond at $5,000, cash or professional bond. It'll be conditioned on no use of alcohol or any type of controlled substance, and reporting to residing in Boone County and reporting to the probation officer on a regular basis, getting set up and then reporting on a regular basis subject to drug testing. And then participation in the normal drug treatment programs available through the probation office. I'd be glad to review some of those conditions in October if there's a clear pattern been established as to his compliance with those obligations.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right.
Sullivan Pharmacy has been serving your prescription needs for over 40 years. Our professional staff is glad to assist you with prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and healthcare products. Stop by Sullivan Pharmacy if you have questions about Medicare Part D, and we'll be glad to help. If you're in a hurry, use our convenient drive-through window so you don't have to get out of your car. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 North Main Street in Harrison, helping you feel better since 1965.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
I'm from the old school. You know, I believe in people talking to people.
When they say, have a good day, like, I think they actually mean it.
Yeah, there's a smile every time you come in.
I walk in, I feel like a king rather than a pauper.
It doesn't matter if you deposit $1 or $1 million.
They treat everybody the same.
The customer comes first, and I like that.
They always go above and beyond to take care of us.
You know, I didn't rehearse this.
No.
This is coming from right here.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Dr. Sedani and his staff at Arkansas Orthopedics and Sports Medicine are proud to provide the residents of Harrison and the surrounding area with comprehensive orthopedic care right here at home. Honored as one of the top orthopedic surgeons in the state, Dr. Sedani specializes in non-operative treatment of arthritis, total joint replacement, sports medicine, arthroscopic shoulder and knee surgery, carpal tunnel surgery, and treatment of fractures. Let Dr. Sedani and his staff help you here at home at Arkansas Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, 870-741-8289.
2013-225, State of Arkansas versus Shayna Barnett.
Judge, that's Mr. Parker's case. Where did he go?
He went out that way. He just went out that
This is dismissed on this one.
Then you're out.
Would you like to release?
I don't know what these are.
These are the ones out in published drugs. And go back. Like we issued a warrant, they just hadn't returned.
Mr. Carter?
Yes, Judge.
Just a second. Mr. Carter, if you'd approach quickly. This made me aware of it.
I didn't see you sitting out there, I'm sorry. I just walked in when you walked in. I didn't know we were supposed to be here. But it's good. This food does feel bad for us. And we show up that once it's over.
All right. Court's going to rescind its previous order to dismiss the two cases involving Thomas Wright based on the clerk has produced some evidence that there's a revocation proceeding that's been initiated, and there may be outstanding balances involved. On that basis, the court's going to rescind its order to dismiss and I'll set the state's motion to dismiss for a hearing on September 26th, and we can dispose of it, we can review it at that time.
I'll check to see if it's the same columns right. No, it wasn't. It's September. And balances of zero.
Well, if something under that, there wouldn't be any criminal history.
They showed in the rest of it. And see, that's the rest.
Well, I'm going to set down the matter for hearing on September 26th. Mr. Carter, I ask you to look into the matter, see if you can determine what the discrepancy is, and also contact Mr. Etheridge, advise him of the matter, and we'll take it up on the 26th.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Nature's Wonders has been the area's premier location for value and quality in vitamins and minerals since 1994. But that's only scratching the surface. Nature's Wonders also features products that are better for you and your family's everyday needs and are also better for the environment. Nature's Wonders selection of freshly grown organic vegetables and environmentally safe cleaners allow for a healthier heart and home. From the latest addition to the trusted friend, there's something for everyone at Nature's Wonders, your supermarket of healthy choices.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison is the go-to place for all your denture services. We know how to get good results. We save you time and money because our lab is on site. A dental office you will like and trust. Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to Harness Boots. Just look for the big red boot next door. Call today. You'll be glad you did.
In case 2013-44 revocation matter and 2014-33 on the pretrial list, State of Arkansas versus Alec Eddings. Well, again, I'm not finding a reason why we've set this down for today. I see a pretrial motion deadline set by Judge Putman in 2013 or 2014-33 for September 3rd in Newton County, and then plea deadline October 1st and trial on November 20th. Those are the setting dates on that, and I don't know if maybe the revocation is what has.
I did appear in Newton County on September 3rd, and the case was called, and Judge Putman did order that Mr. Eddings appear in both cases.
Okay, it's the revocation case that he's here is my request. Because I mean, 2014-33 is on Judge Putman's docket. It's on a scheduling order with dates. I don't have him. There's no indication that I have him coming in here today on that. We have him down to appear for revocation hearing this date. The matter was continued from August 29th to this date for revocation. Is the matter for revocation?
No, Your Honor. Defense is moving for a continuance. 60-day rule should have been waived previously. If not, we'll do so at this time.
No, it's been waived in the past.
As I've explained to the court, Mr. Eddings is having a series of medical treatments that we've not been able to get up with each other to talk about his cases. So, and looks like it's going to be at least another month or so before we know if there's going to be any additional treatment necessary.
I'll set this matter off till I'm going to set it off till November 7th to reappear for a hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2014-85, State of Arkansas versus Tamara Keel.
Judge, Ms. Mathis and Mr. Carter out in the hallway discussing some documentary discovery.
All right.
Stand in front of the microphone. This one will let Nancy do the talking.
This matter was set for today's date for the status, for the reappearance for status review, to find out if we're tracking the scheduling order and getting ready for pretrial and trial. Set October 24th, and the trial date is December 16th. Where do we stand?
Your Honor, I talked to Mr. Davis a couple days ago, and Ms. Matt provided me a motion for discovery. I think we've provided everything, but I will double check my records. And I'm told that Ms. Mathis is probably going to be filing some motions, and so if she files those in enough time, we'll be able to take them up to the pretrial date.
Okay. The next appearance is ordered by the court is October 24th, and that's for pretrial or disposition if a disposition is appropriate. But in any case, that's there's no other matters to take up today unless counsel has them.
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Nothing pending.
We'll be back on October 24th. All right.
Judge, that's all we had this morning. Could we be excused?
You may be excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
2014-104, State of Arkansas versus Mitchell Christensen. Has there been a scheduling order?
Your Honor, I believe there has been a scheduling order issued. I'm showing he's scheduled for trial on December 16th and pre-trial on October 24th.
I don't see one in the files where I was asking. Appeared on June 20th, entered a plea of not guilty, and the matter was sent, he's ordered to reappear on this date, September 12th. All right.
Your Honor, I will tell the court that we have received discovery and we have received a plea offer. We are on track with what I show those dates to be, and I don't believe we have any further action to take today.
Very well. You may be excused, sir. 2014-134, State of Arkansas versus Darrell Cobb.
Your Honor, Mr. Cobb appeared before Judge Putman for arraignment. He's on the Division 4 docket. He was placed over for today to get on this court's docket and get a scheduling order issued.
Right.
We're good,
He's going to give us when your next court dates are going to be. Okay.
Yeah. Court is going to direct enter in a written scheduling order. The written scheduling order will provide for Mr. Cobb to be tried during the week of March 2nd of 2015. I'll set this matter, the trial of this matter, for pre-trial on January 20th of 2015, and I'm ordering Mr. Cobb to reappear December 12th of 2014 for the purpose of checking on the status of this matter. So your next appearance in court will be December 12th. If there are no other matters to be taken up, you may be excused at this time.
This is my card.
2014-158, State of Arkansas versus Michelle Shadell. Excuse me. Once again, this appeared for arraignment on September 5th, entered a plea of not guilty, and was set down here by Judge Putman to get on this court's scheduling order. Court will set this matter by written scheduling order. For trial during the week of March 2nd. Pre-trial will be scheduled for January 20th of 2015, and reappearance is ordered on December 12th of 2014. Any other matters to be taken up today?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You may be excused. 2014-54, State of Arkansas versus Nancy Milner.
Your Honor, we are on track with the scheduling order. I'm showing her next court date to be September 26th.
What's that? 26. Right. No pretrial issues for today. She's ordered to reappear on September 26th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Trial is on schedule for October 27th.
Fire Department is taking applications today. Come see us at Fire Station number 1 at City Hall, and we can show you how to be a Harrison firefighter.
You can make a difference. You can make a difference. Remember, you can make a difference.
It's amazing how many good things are going on in our area. That's why every week Dennis King and Tabitha Odegaard reach out to make a connection with the movers and shakers in our community. From the latest fundraising drive to community event, Dennis and Tabitha share with you their conversation with those who are making our community an even better place to work, live, and play. Tune in for Connection to get connected with the movers and shakers in our community. Connection, another great reason